In this video, we'll clearly learn about the refrigeration cycle. There are many types of ACs in the HVAC, but any AC operates on the same refrigeration cycle, from a 1-ton split AC to the largest chiller. The basis of all is the refrigeration cycle. Now, let's clearly understand how it works. The essential function of this cycle is to absorb heat and reject heat. According to the laws of thermodynamics, we don't cool any substance, we simply remove heat from that substance. As soon as heat is removed, the object cools. This cycle is also called a heat pump cycle. Through this cycle, we remove heat from the area we need to cool. The important material used to remove heat in this cycle is called refrigerant. First, let's look at its components. This cycle uses 4 important components: the compressor, the condenser, the expansion valve, and the evaporator. Let's start with the compressor. The compressor increases the pressure of the refrigerant. Increasing the refrigerant's pressure allows the refrigerant to travel through the entire cycle. Refrigerant enters the compressor in a low pressure, low temperature, and vapor state. The compressor compresses the refrigerant thoroughly and sends it out. After leaving the compressor, the refrigerant is in a high pressure, high temperature, and vapor state. After the compressor, the refrigerant enters the condenser. The condenser coil is the heat exchanger of the refrigeration cycle. The condenser coil cools the high-temperature refrigerant coming from the compressor. As the refrigerant releases heat, the refrigerant changes from a vapor state to a liquid state. The refrigerant exits the condenser at high pressure, low temperature, and in liquid form. The refrigerant then enters the expansion valve. There are many types of expansion valves, but thermal expansion valves are most commonly used. The most advanced of these is the electronic expansion valve. Regardless of the type of expansion valve, its essential function is to reduce the pressure of the high-pressure refrigerant coming from the condenser. Reducing pressure also reduces the temperature of the refrigerant. The refrigerant exiting the expansion valve is in a low-pressure, low-temperature liquid state and then enters the evaporator. This evaporator is another heat exchanger in the refrigeration cycle. The refrigerant enters the evaporator at low pressure, low temperature, and in liquid state. A fan blows air through the evaporator. When air is blown, the refrigerant absorbs the air's heat. As the refrigerant absorbs the air's heat, we get well-cooled air and the refrigerant changes from a liquid to a vapor state. The refrigerant then enters the compressor and the process begins again. This is how the refrigeration cycle works. In this topic, we covered the 4 components of the refrigeration cycle: a compressor, a condenser, an expansion valve, and an evaporator. The condenser and evaporator act as heat exchangers. Heat is rejected in the condenser and absorbed in the evaporator. We reduce the refrigerant's heat in the condenser and reduce the pressure of the refrigerant in the expansion valve, which comes from the compressor at high pressure and high temperature. The compressor helps the refrigerant travel throughout the cycle. I hope you all understood the refrigeration cycle clearly. The refrigeration cycle is an important and fundamental topic in HVAC, so everyone should be aware of it. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments section. You can also share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.